Oh, people. What a night on Backlash we had tonight, folks. And wow, I'm very excited to do this review. Because, hey, what can I say? A certain someone, we're going to get into him, but hey, I'm wearing the shirt, and hey, I got my Bullet Club hat on, so I'm in that state of mind right now. So, let's talk about what happened tonight on the show then. Let's talk about a lot that happened on Backlash. First off, first I guess I will acknowledge this. I'm surprised WWE didn't do this with a moment of silence for the victims of 9/11. They did a graphic for it talking about the, terrorist attacks back then. But, and I honestly, condolences to anybody that lost any type of family member on the 9/11 tragedy. It's just shame, how to reach and everything. So I'm surprised that we didn't do a moment of silence for that though. But just kind of address that real quick because it is the 15, I guess year anniversary. But moving on from that, Shane McMahon and Daniel Bryan came out. We talked about the ratings are soaring, which that's a bunch of bullshit because the ratings actually went down big time this week, very down. But we kicked the match off with the six-pack women's challenge for the SmackDown women's title. Becky Lynch versus Nikki Bella versus Naomi versus Alexa Bliss versus Natalya versus Carmella. Even, Alexa Bliss looked like the new Harley Quinn out there. I will say the match was kind of going slow and there was a lot of botches. I didn't think people didn't kind of caring so much, but it was a good match overall, right? Especially, I know it was a bad spot with Naomi and the whole skin the cat ropes thing. But honestly, I put Naomi's the dark horse of the match. And I really did enjoy her. I hope she does get the title one day because a lot of people actually did say she deserved it. I always thought she was the dark horse because it's like if Becky didn't win or anything, I always looked to her as like the wild card of winning the match. I'm glad the fucking Bella did not win because the people booted her. She is not a face, so I don't know whoever sees that must have a problem. But I'm glad the Bella did not win. Overall, a good match. Alexa Bliss was eliminated first by Naomi. Naomi got eliminated by Natalya then by submission. Sharpshooter, Nikki Bella eliminated her then. Carmella then eliminated Nikki Bella. And then when it came down to Becky Lynch and Carmella, Becky Lynch won the match and she became the new women's champion. People chanting, "Let's go, Becky, and you deserve it." She was happy she won the title and everything. I'm glad Becky won the belt though, even though I felt like it's still a little bit of that Dean Ambrose push because my God, Becky Lynch has lost so many freaking matches. It's almost hard to believe in her. Same thing with Ambrose, but hey, they still got the title regardless, though, even though they lost a whole bunch of matches behind it. Even though this whole six-pack women's challenge didn't have any story, like the feud was getting bad, thank God Eva Marie was never in this match. So I'm very happy about that. And the Bella did not win the title. But Becky Lynch won, and I believe the crowd was happy to see that, pretty much woke up for it. So maybe down the road they'll get a story, because there wasn't much of a story out of this, really. Uh, News tonight, Randy Orton will not be competing because of a real injury, which he's not medically clear. Funny how they wait till the last day. So even though we already knew early in the night that even before the show that he was injured, they still wanted to put an injury angle for some reason because there were already reports saying Orton wasn't competing tonight. So it just kind of looked like now, what are you gonna do? Like we know he's not competing, so what's the point of the whole angle in the back of Wyatt attacking him? Usos came out wearing all black with white hoodies, and which was cool. Went against the Hype Bros, which I knew the Usos were really gonna win, to be honest. It's pretty much a good match overall. Usos pretty much with a submission winning. I don't know which one. It was like a leg submission at the attack of legs, kind of how they did American Alpha, and they advanced on to the final. And I like the new Usos. Black. Hopefully, this whole heel thing can go somewhere. It wasn't, it wasn't that much great of a match, but it was good overall, really. And I just knew the Usos were gonna win. Heath Slater and Rhino were talking in the back of this. I'm sorry, Rhino and Heath Slater. I guess Heath Slater thinks he's gonna go take a shit, but I don't know how that's gonna go with poop jokes and stuff. Here's a match that some may have called I guess some say it was the best match out of the night. I don't think so. But it was long, and they did kind of beat the hell out of each other in a way. And now I'm wondering, like, why couldn't we get this match at SummerSlam with Ziggler and Ambrose? But we had it with Miz and them. And I get they kicked it off with Miz trying to get a Daniel Bryan holding up the company for money and everything. And, like, don't get me wrong, the match was really good, but I don't know if the crowd, I guess they ate up into it. I didn't really give a shit, and I was talking to people tonight. They just didn't give a shit about the match. Like, we knew Miz sucked, and he's really hot right now with the promos he's been cutting. Ziggler, it's just hard to believe Ziggler, because I knew Ziggler was going to freaking lose. If he had won, it would have been a consolation prize, really. So, I know they're having doing stuff, making fun of Bryan and doing yes chants and getting out in the back saying you can't do this no more. But, like, I didn't know the match, because I felt the match was very long, to be honest. I didn't know how long it was going. I felt like it was almost going 25 minutes, in my opinion. I only heard it was like 18 minutes. So it felt very, very long. But then again, we need to stretch time for a very short, not a lot of matches on this card, but for a short show, they have to stretch time out for it. So, I guess, I don't know who they're going to get next to face Ziggler now. I'm sorry, Miz now. Because I don't believe Ziggler can do it, really. Even though I think the finish was still a fuck finish, but this is in Miz's type of way with Maurice spraying something into Ziggler's eyes and Miz hitting the skull crushing finale. It's like I cared. It's like I watched it and it was a good match still, like I said. But I just didn't give a shit about it coming into this. I just thought it was just going to come and go. And they really did have a good match out there. And they really did beat the hell out of each other and put on a clinic, if you want to say that. But, you know, it's just kind of hard to believe in a way because, you know, it's hard when you, it's just kind of hard to believe in both guys. But Miz has been on a very, you know, hot angle right now, this whole thing, since that promo with Bryan. How they're going to keep that going, and if they're really going to set up a Bryan versus Miz. But I doubt Daniel Bryan's coming back anytime soon to wrestle. And I don't know where just leave Ziggler at this point. I don't know if he needs to turn heel. Hell, Ziggler needs something because that guy's just been shitter for damn near 3 years. I'm trying not to curse through that. You know, just been in the ground for 3 years, and it's hard to believe him. It was hard to believe he was going to be WWE Champion. He put on that mediocre match with Ambrose at SummerSlam. But it was a better one tonight with Miz. So, I'll just leave it at that, and maybe we'll see what goes off from there. Bray Wyatt came out, which they already counted to 10 count, and I guess he won, but they said he had to be in a no-holds-barred match, and his opponent was Kane. And I don't know who else they could have gotten the back to face Bray Wyatt, really, but it was Kane, folks. Kane came out, which the match, I know a lot of people are going to be mad because I think the fans started chanting, we want Ambrose or something. But they did do holy shit with the whole senton through the table thing. But let's be honest here. Well, Orton did come out. He hit an RKO and Kane won with a chokeslam. I know people are going to be pissed because once again, Bray Wyatt can't win another match at another pay-per-view, even though he won a pay-per-view at what? Battleground, the Wyatt family versus the New Day, but where are we at now with this? And listen, they've taken so much away from Bray Wyatt. We get he can cut promos, but you know they've taken away the whole white pants and you know the Hawaiian shirts and the hat. I know he wears his giant hoodie now and stuff. But once again, for the second time in a row, we have no Wyatt family. Braun Strowman with the Raw. I guess he's getting. We all know how his push is going. Eric Rowan going back to main event, probably doing job matches or whatever, and coming out to that Asian music again. Luke Harper is hurt right now, so once again, Wyatt has an old Wyatt family. There is no Wyatt family once again. And he's by himself, and he lost another match. I don't know if Orton will, you know, at least they got Orton out there, because I think people are already pissed that Orton was out there and was not at the beginning. They already chanted, we want Orton, because he was hurt and he couldn't even wrestle, so at least they got an RKO out of the whole thing. So it's kind of like he's not going to win. So I guess if you want to count Bray Wyatt as a win for this pay-per-view for beating Orton, you can by count out. But he still fucking lost at the end of the day. He still lost a legitimate match on a pay-per-view. Again. Let's get that straight. So Bray Wyatt, I don't know what's going to happen, but my God, he just cannot catch a freaking break. And when the main next was the Tag Team Championships, the SmackDown Tag Team titles. The Usos versus Slater and Rhino, with people who were with Slater, and even Rhino for an ECW chant and everything. So even interviewing him, saying he's got a contract, I got tag titles, or yeah, we're getting a double Wyatt, telling his wife Beulah or whatever. I still don't know why they made him to this homeless, like, redneck trying to get up money and everything. I thought he was supposed to be a rock star, not a redneck with 7 kids and a fat wife living in some trailer park home. But I will say one thing, it is really good to see Heath Slater win a title. They won the belts, beating the Usos, Rhino with the gore. The Usos were winning. I almost thought the Usos were going to win, but I'm glad Heath Slater is over again. I am glad that, you know, him being an enhancement wrestler finally get his moment. People were over. They were on his side. He got the title. This guy's gone from, what, being in the Nexus for, what, doing the whole bad 3-man band thing and stuff. But I guess the whole free agent thing was getting him over, and it worked. And I don't know how long they'll have these tag team titles, Rhino and Heath Slater. But it's not apparent, and I kind of knew they were going to win the tag team titles anyways. So, you know, it's good for them and everything. And, you know, I'm happy they won it, though. It's good to see someone that was just jobbing people finally get a break and get a title. So it was actually good to see Heath Slater get his moment. And we move on into the Dean Ambrose versus AJ Styles for the WWE Championship match. Oh man, it was what a main event, folks. And what can I say about this? Jesus, AJ Ambrose. Good match. Not a great match, but a good match. I will say that. There were some sloppy moments out there, which I saw. Some botches, really. And, you know, the crowd was somewhat... I think the crowd was more on AJ Styles tonight. The crowd was with AJ Styles and cheering for him near the end. And he was pretty much over. People kind of booing the Ambrose. And AJ was getting the cheers mostly. So, yeah... So, even though it was like, 6 matches tonight, it was good to fill out the time. It only lasted like, a 2 hour, 30-minute show, and not over 3 hours to 4 hours and stuff. And it wasn't a long pay-per-view, but it was still a good pay-per-view for what it was, and we got new titles. We got new champions tonight. 3 new champions, really. So, AJ Styles, even though it was a ref bump, still, and AJ pretty much kicked him in the nuts and hit the Styles crash. People were glad he won the championship, and I'm glad AJ Styles. I never thought he was gonna be the WWE champion, really, to be honest. How they were bringing him in, and it's like he was hot at first, but then they lost at WrestleMania, getting buried by Roman Reigns and them. You know, the club, they're not doing so well, but AJ getting the title, he is on a roll right now, folks. He beat John Cena clean at SummerSlam, and they had to get the belt off Ambrose anyways. Ambrose just wasn't clicking as the champion, I think. Like I said before, he's not a lunatic, as they want to call it. I said Matt Hardy was more of a lunatic than him. And I think Ambrose is more of a play pranks, you know, kind of Bugs Bunny-like type of thing. I don't think his title run was okay, I'll give it that. And you got the hold up of the Ziggler match at SummerSlam, which is mediocre to its finest, like I said earlier. And this one was a better main event. And I'm glad the right guy was over. Styles won. Like I said, beat Cena, beat Ambrose. Even though it was still a dirty win and a ref bump, Styles won, and he's the WWE Champion. And I'm glad to say that. The phenomenal one himself. And you know, I can go back all the way. I may have not been there for the Ring of Honor days and stuff, but I can go back from TNA to IWGP. So I gotta say, he's held like what? I don't know if he ever held the Ring of Honor championships. I'm not gonna say 4 if he did. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I will say the things I know is that he's held 3 major world titles in 3 different companies. So now he's been the TNA World Heavyweight Champion. He was the IWGP World Heavyweight Champion. And now I'm very glad to say that the phenomenal one is now the WWE Champion. And hey, that feels phenomenal and great to say. Bullet Club is out here in this. I gotta say that Bullet Club is just dominating everywhere when you look at it. From the Ring of Honor to New Japan Pro Wrestling to WWE in a way. Not sure about the club that much, but you know, WWE. where else is the Bullet Club at technically? I'm not sure about NXT, but anywhere PWG, and it's on roll. And hey, I'm glad to see the right guy win. And AJ Styles has come a long way to become the WWE Champion. I don't know how long he'll hold the belt. I'm sure we will see a rematch with him and Ambrose at No Mercy. So don't be surprised if we see that, because it will happen. Or whenever John Cena comes back, I'm sure he'll be wanting revenge on Styles. But Styles is on the roll right now, and he cannot be stopped. So I am really glad to say that, and I'm make sure I will be showing live reactions that will be posted up by today and tomorrow. Live reactions to this show, and hey, good pay-per-view. Not a great pay-per-view, but a really good pay-per-view. Just 6 matches, 3 new champions tonight, and that's what I gotta say about that. But hey, AJ Styles benefit from this fucking WWE Champion, folks. So I'm really unhappy about that. TNA, IWGP, now WWE, Ring of Honor also. So hey, I'm out of here. I'll see you guys later. Peace out. And have a P1 day.